Hello Shadows, welcome to another video. It's Phil again, and today we're going to talk about the rumors that James Bond is going to play a female. And to be honest, I can't really see that working as well as the male James Bond, because all the James Bond, as implied with the first name, has been male. So, what, are we going to call the new James Bond Jane Bond? Or Jamie Bond? That wouldn't work if they're trying to go for a female version of James Bond. I can see a lot of some issues with that. Uh, and I am not trying to sound sexist or anything, because this isn't where I'm coming from. This is me seeing that if there's going to be a James Bond movie, that it will bomb. Well, compared to the other James Bond movies. Now, yes, deals with identity politics and SJW's shit for wanting to change James Bond's gender. But here's the thing. What if James Bond had a sister? I mean, I'm not going to say this is a good idea. This is a better idea, though, than making James Bond a woman. How about in this Daniel Craig James Bond universe? How about, assuming that we're going to get a third James Bond movie with Daniel Craig in it, how about let's introduce her how about we introduce James Bond having a sister, and then maybe towards the end of the movie, some along the lines where James Bond gets murdered, and then his sister gets appointed to the newer 007 and have the James Bond 4, per se, be about the sister, assuming the role of 007 dealing with her brother's loss while getting assigned on the mission. That will open doors to so many future James Bond movies, potentially. Uh, I only seen the Daniel Craig James Bond movies. I don't know if the original James Bond had a sister or not, but having James Bond having a sister and introducing like James Bond 3 and then the sequel to that James Bond being for being about the sister, like I said, kind of in the same sense what Peter Parker had to do in Spider-Man Homecoming. Like with the answer of, can Peter Parker live up to Iron Man's name, or does he have to forge his own path? And how the world is dealing with Iron Man's death. Maybe they can use the same logic that the people who made Spider-Man Homecoming in this new James Bond 4. Like, they have to set it up beautifully in James Bond 3 in order for that to happen. But if I can see them doing it right, potentially, and you will hear good things from people if you do it correctly. Like Mecha Random 42, Julie from What's Upon Vlog, Anna from That Star Wars Girl, Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers, Geeks and Gamers as a team in general, Jesse from Mindless Entertainment, so yeah, having James Bond having a sister, and then having the sister having her own movie, that would be a better idea than having a female James Bond, and it would be better received among the fans. Now, I can't really say I'm a James Bond fan, but as a moviegoer, I would rather, as a casual James Bond viewer, like, I wouldn't call myself a fan, but I would be like a casual James Bond viewer, as in, if it was on, like, TV, I would have no problem watching it. But as a casual moviegoer, I would enjoy if they went the whole sister route that I just mentioned over, hey, let's make James Bond a girl so we can push girl power even more. And if they do this right and go along with my idea, then in a way they can deal with girl power, but without having to shove it down our faces. I mean, George Lucas unintentionally practically did that with Leia in the original Star Wars trilogy. She was the only, well, outside of Mon Mothma, the only female in the Star Wars galaxy by the time, like, with the original trilogy that we've seen on the big screen, outside of Mon Mothma. So, like they say, on what that we've seen in the movies in the original trilogy. So, and like I said, George Lucas didn't really have in mind, oh, let's make a strong female character, blah 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 blah. It just so happens to work like that. So if they do this correctly, and like I said, have James Bond have a sister, and possibly have James Bond die in James Bond 3, the Daniel Craig one, setting up for James Bond 4, but, you know, or a fourth movie in the Daniel Craig James Bond movie, where, like I said, kind of, in a way, copying the Homecoming, Far Away from Home, Spider-Man Far Away from Home concept of, can, like, Jane Bond live up to James Bond's name, reputation, or does she have to force her own path as the new 007, and how the world is dealing with James Bond's death? That would be, that would intrigue my attention. That would get my ass in the seat if they did that. It truly will. It truly will. And to be honest, after I thought about this and after I say it out loud, as I'm recording this video, which is currently 8 minutes and about 30 seconds long, I'll be down with that idea. Guess that sounds like an interesting idea. And one that they, can fuck up, but another that they can potentially do well. Depends on how they do it. So, anyways, what do you guys think? Should they make James Bond female, or should they go with my route, my idea, and have James Bond have a sister, potentially kill him off in the third James Bond movie, then setting up a fourth movie in this Daniel Craig James Bond, where his focus is on the sister, with how I said it. Leave a comment below, and guess I really want to hear your guys' opinions. So before I end this video, I want to also add, I don't care if, like, the race of this new Bond, if they decide to go with this whole sister thing, as long as the character is good character development and stuff like that, I do not give a shit or damn. And this, and like I said, who knows? But this will turn a lot of people on if they went the whole sister route. Anyways, leave a comment on how you guys feel about the whole, assuming that these rumors are true, the whole James Bond being a new female. And which one do you guys prefer to see? A female James Bond? Or James Bond having a sister, and then, like I said before, James Bond dies in James Bond 3, and then the fourth movie in this James Bond, first, having it be centered around James Bond's sister. Also, let me know in the comment section below, and I will see you guys later. And, yeah, I'll see you guys later. See you guys and have a nice day, night, or evening. Whatever time zone you guys are in, whatever time it is, have a nice day.